Because when you wear white, it makes people feel like you're pure, they can trust you. So I'm not saying you wear white, I'm just putting that out there in the universe. Yeah, you might not mean it, but just say it. Here we're trying to like humanize every answer so it doesn't just feel like you googled everything. Hey, welcome back. It's almost been a month since I posted my previous video about how to get into Vamia, and I thank you all for watching that video because it's almost at 3K. Merci beaucoup. So now I'm back with the interview questions because soon the results are going to be out, so it's better to prepare beforehand because here we don't joke. And I'm here back with my book and my pen to tell you guys what's up. So I've put together 11 questions and I'm going to be helping you answer them. These questions were gotten personally from when I had my interview and also from my friends, so I have a combination of questions, so you're definitely going to see maybe all of them in your own interview, hopefully. So the first question I'm going to be tackling is why Vamia? So there are some star points that I'm not going to tell you exactly how to say it, but in your answer you should include things like it's the best vocational school and they do have experienced staff and they have a practical teaching style which helps you learn better, because this is a practical course, so you need a practical hands-on kind of training so you actually know what you're doing. And with the practical hands-on training, you can include the fact that they do have a public restaurant called Siveria, which is used for practice for the students, so you have experience with real-life clients and all of that, customers or clients, whatever. And also it's a diversity friendly environment, so as you know, Vamia has a lot of programs with international students, so you're not going to feel excluded. So these are things that I think are very important when you're being asked the question why Vamia. So in your own words now, you can. Before we move ahead, I apologize for the lighting. It's just 3 p.m. and it's already dark outside. Welcome to Finland. Second question is why Finland? There's this stereotypical answer that people always give and I just feel it's so tired. And here I'm teaching you how to stand out, because and this answer is Finland is the happiest country. Like, please don't say this. If you want to, you can, but personally I think it's very tired. You can say more things like its proximity to nature. Like, Finland is known for having a lot of forest and a lot of lakes, and you can say outside of studying, these are things that you're interested in. You love nature and you feel like you're going to fit well in Finland. That's more personal. Everyone knows Finland is the happiest country in the world. Here we're trying to like humanize every answer so it doesn't just feel like you googled everything. I don't know if you're catching what I'm on. Third thing is there's a healthy work and life balance in Finland. So you can, at this point, you tell them that work and life balance is very important and you intend on making the most of it and you feel you're going to be very happy here. That's a very simple way to put it. And then also you can say the language is something you are interested in, because Finnish is like the second most difficult language in the world, and you can say it's going to be a privilege if you learn this language, so you can actually boast about knowing one of the most difficult languages in the world. Yeah, you might not mean it, but just say it. Also, like you can talk about the good healthcare system. Like, they have this thing called Kela, where you pay almost nothing for healthcare once you have that card. So you can mention stuff like this, and please mention the fact that they have clean water. I don't know what is this about Finns and their clean water. Yes, the water is clean, but just mention it. Like, it does a little something to their ego. They have clean water, so you can be like, the good healthcare system, the clean tap water. These are reasons that make you interested in studying in Finland. Then also they might ask you, what do you know about the program that you've applied for? And these are some things you should mention: the duration of the program, the competence points, and the courses. So if you go on like the Vamia.fi website and because probably you applied for either cook or waitressing. So you should try to go through it and see the kind of courses that are available so you can know how to answer this question. Again, the duration, the competence points, and some of the courses that are being offered. Another question that you might be asked is, why did you pick that course? And I'm going to refer you back to my previous video where I showed you a sample of my motivation letter. There you have a very good answer for this question. But mine was for the waitressing course, so probably if you're for the cooking course, you definitely do have your reasons for taking that course, I hope. Yeah. So the question, how did you hear about Vamia? The best route for me is to make it look like you did a lot of research. So you can be like you were looking for vocational schools and got narrowed down to Vamia and some of the other best vocational schools in Finland. And after doing a ton of research, you decided that Vamia was the best place for you. So basically online, and you can also see some people that you know recommended it to you. But make it look like you actually did some research and you are very, very interested in schooling here. And please, if you get selected and you're subscribed to this channel, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know that you were selected. Let me know I'm helping. Let me know what I'm doing actually matters. Yeah, because I'm rooting for you. They asked me, do you have relatives in Finland? I do have relatives in Finland, so I said yes. But I think the purpose of this question is to know if like you're more liable to stay here, and definitely if you have family here, you will stay here. So it's a good thing to say, yeah, you do have relatives here. But if you don't, I guess it's okay if you don't have, but it's best if you do. Okay. They can also ask you, what do you know about Finland? So definitely search on Finnish culture, but the most popular ones are, they drink the most coffee in the world. Yes, and you can also say they love the sauna. So coffee, sauna, and you can say love for nature and metal music. So yeah, these are just certain things you can search on and make your own sentences. So coffee, sauna, metal music, and weather. Definitely the weather. You should mention that you know the Finnish weather is harsh, but you're going to get used to it. Don't be like, oh, the weather is okay. It's not okay. You should tell them that it's harsh, but you're going to get accustomed to it in the short or long run. And they're definitely going to ask you, tell me about yourself. So you should definitely, it's not something too long, you should be short, just maybe your name, your age, and where you're from, your country. What are your plans after studying? So you should know that Vamia's aim is to create skilled labor for this region. Is it Ostrobonia? Ostro, please. I'm going to put it here, region. So definitely you should say your plans are to learn and to stay back in Finland and give back to the community your skilled labor by working here and staying in Finland. Yeah, I know it contradicts with what you're supposed to say at the embassy, but for this you say you want to stay in Finland. For the embassy, that's another video. But for this one, your after studies, you like to stay and work in Finland. They're also going to ask you like if you have enough funds to complete with your studies. The aim of this question is to know if when you get here you're going to start searching for work, and maybe they do feel like when you're working you're not going to concentrate much on studies, because one thing with Vamia is it's very time consuming. Yes, you don't pay school fee, but you're gonna put in those hours, okay? So you need to like make them know that you're very financially stable. So concentrating on studies is not going to be a problem, but just make them understand that finance is not an issue for you. And you should also know the amount that is needed. I know the laws recently changed and the money went up, because my time it was 6,000, but I heard it's gone up to like 9,000. You should know better. So whatever it's gone up to, you mention it. They can also ask you to talk about your work experience. They didn't ask me, but it's a possible question. So whatever you put on your application, stick to it. Stick to it. If you wrote you had 3-year experience, maybe they might ask you to explain how the whole experience was, and maybe, for example, if you were a waiter, you can just be like, you're used to now working in a fast-paced environment, but don't get things mixed up. Remember what you wrote on your application. I didn't prepare for my interview was a question for them, because after my interview, because the interview is about 10 minutes, and at the end of the interview they asked me if I had a question for them, but luckily my brain just whipped up something fast, and I asked them if they had programs where we could showcase our culture, like a cultural, my brain is not working, cultural inclusive program where you're going to be able to show your culture and everything you've learned and stuff like that. I just asked them, but definitely you're smarter than me, so you come up with something and you have time to prepare. So prepare like a very, not something extra, just a simple question for them, because it's not going to be good if at the end they ask you if you have a question for them and you don't. It's always good to just say something, but something meaningful. Okay, so I'm done with the questions, and now this is the second part of the video. I'm going to be giving you tips on how to be memorable, how to stand out in your interview. In an interview, you want to not sound like a robot. You want to sound like it's coming naturally, even though it's not. So these are some of the tips. So first, what I did was, for my introduction, the question where they asked you like, tell me about yourself, I introduced myself in Finnish. I said Mina olen Nita Keria. My name is Njita, but in the Finnish language the J is silent. So if you have a name with the J, don't pronounce the J. So instead of Njita, I said Nita. So I said Mina olen Nita Keria, olen 20, I'm not telling you my age, years old, yes, I'm Cameroonese because I'm from Cameroon. So you make a sentence with your country, with your age, and just say something in Finnish. It gives a different impression, because a lot of people are not going to think of doing that, so you should do that. Yeah, I'm your girl, I got you like that, I'm rooting for you. Second is, try to maintain eye contact. They shouldn't be looking at you and you're looking the other way. Try to, like, one thing is, it should feel very natural. It shouldn't feel like they're interviewing a robot. It shouldn't feel too professional. You should look at them, you should smile, and even if you do make a mistake, don't be too hard on yourself. Laugh, like, act like you're talking to your friend. Don't be disrespectful, of course, but like, have some motion to you. Don't just be answering questions like a robot, because you do want them to remember you, and the best way to be remembered is if you are yourself. Then also look presentable, look clean. You cannot just, I just feel like this is not even something that I should be saying, but if there's someone who doesn't know, please look presentable. And personally, I believe a lot in color theory, and I wore a white shirt because when you wear white, it makes people feel like you're pure, they can trust you. So I'm not saying you should wear white, I'm just putting that out there in the universe. Be in a quiet place, because they wouldn't want to be repeating themselves. So make sure you're in a room alone and with a clear background, like not too many distracting things. You will not be on an interview and the TV is on and stuff like that. Like, the environment should be very professional. If you get selected, they are going to send you a link of the app. I think it's Teams. Downloaded the app and practiced how to use it with my brother before the interview, because you might just think you know these things, but the day of the interview, maybe that's the time you're downloading the app and there's an issue. So like, just tackle a lot of things beforehand. Download the app before, try to go on call with someone, because like, just try to get familiar with it so you know what to press, what not to press. or more. And then you should log in 3 minutes before time. It's a 10-minute interview, and when I tell you super punctual, if your time is 10:30, by 10:30 they are sitting there, they're already waiting for you, and it's video. So like, you want to log in. It's log in, I don't think that's the word, but you want to log into the app and like wait. I think there's a waiting option where you're just waiting for them. They shouldn't come and wait for you. If you can be there like 2 minutes before time, just waiting for them, that's okay. It's a good impression. They shouldn't be the one to wait for you. And yeah, I forgot, in the questions they can also ask you, what do you know about Vaasa? Have you found out anything about Vaasa? Just mention where it's located. And one of the most important things about Vaasa is it's a bilingual town where you have both Finnish and Swedish people, and the official languages are Finnish and Swedish, of course. It's in the Ostrobonia region. This word again, I keep mispronouncing it. But yeah, you should find out stuff about Vaasa, because that's where Vamia is located, in Vaasa, the city Vaasa. So with that, I wish you the best. I want to see you guys next year, and always I'm rooting for you.